On today's episode of the Rebel Health Tribe podcast, available at rebelhealthtribe.com, we welcome Kristina Gagliardi Wilson from poofyorganics.com. Hey everybody, welcome to the Rebel Health Tribe podcast. I'm George Nola. This is our podcast. I'm not sure what episode this is, but hey Mike, how's it going?
Hello.
That's Mike. And today we are joined by Kristina, wait a minute, don't tell me,
Gagliardi Wilson.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. I see.
That's okay.
With an equally Italian-sounding last name, you'd think I would have gotten that right, but I didn't. I can't even say my own name right, so I shouldn't say anything. So Mike, you and Kristina have been friends for a while. You want to introduce her and tell folks a little bit about her?
Yeah, sure. I've known Kristina, I don't even know, like 3 or 4 years probably at this point, through the magic of the Facebooks. And I went out to New York and New Jersey like a year and a half ago and taught a little class at her store and taught some other things in New York and visited there and had lunch with her and her mom, which was great. And she makes awesome, clean personal care products and started it herself. And now it's family run and they've got a whole team and it's super cool. And we're bringing her on as part of our product and service spotlight. Essentially, we have a discount club for our members and we're bringing on representatives or owners or founders or whoever from all the different companies that have decided to get involved with that to kind of let our audience and our members get to know them and meet them and find out why they do what they do and why they make what they make or sell what they sell or whatever it might be. And Kristina makes really good, clean, no crap personal care products and cleaning stuff. So that's how I know her.
We should mention the company is called Poofy Organics.
Yeah, Poofy Organics.
You can find her at poofyorganics.com, or like Mike said, in our discount club, if you're a Rebel Health Tribe premium member, you can head over to rebelhealthtribe.com to learn more about that. So, Kristina, just give folks a little background how you got started doing what you're doing and how you got started doing your business and grew it into what it is today.
Sure. So we started in 2006 after my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And we started looking at the products in stores, on shelves, online, and we were really disheartened with what we found. Believe it or not, her oncologist had told her that she should stop using antiperspirants. So she came home and she said to me, you know, I don't know what's going on, but my oncologist said I should stop using antiperspirants and I should use something without parabens. So, of course, I started researching online, and what I found was I was disgusted. I was nauseated. Everything from carcinogens to products that, you know, change our estrogen levels and things like that were in these products, and they're not regulated. So, you know, anybody who's making these products are able to put anything they want into these products. So I started looking online and I found the cosmetic database, which is run by Environmental Working Group. And I started looking at the products and they give them hazard scores. And I said, okay, well, obviously I'm done using all these products. And I packed up all the products in a box and I basically put them by the front door to be trash. My husband came home, looked at me like I was insane. And, you know,
I know that feeling.
Yeah, he was like, Chris, what are we going to use? And I said, I don't know, but we're not using this. And so I went to Cosmetic Database, I started looking, and I made, you know, a little list of products that I said, okay, I'm willing to use these for myself and for my family. And I went to Whole Foods, and I brought my little list, and I couldn't find any of the products that I said I was okay to use. So I went to the Whole Foods, you know, customer service representative, and I said, where are these products? And she said, well, we don't carry them. And I said, well, do you realize that what you carry as, you know, green is still pretty bad? You know, look at all these toxic chemicals in it. And, you know, of course, the customer service representative, what could they do? You know, they're a clerk, they're not ordering the products. But So I went home upset, and I went online and I ordered a few of the products that were, I thought, okay.
Mm.
And I found them to be very expensive. Even though I realized that I would be paying more, I thought they were overly expensive. So I said, well, how difficult can it be to make something? I was pretty good at chemistry. I figured, let me give it a try. And, the great thing about Google is if you can find a recipe for a bomb, you can sure find a recipe for a soap. So I found a recipe, I found a few recipes, and I failed miserably over and over again until I started to get the hang of it and slowly began to make, products for us. After a while, I said, why not give them, why not sell a few? Either through eBay or at that time, I'm not sure that Etsy was around. But I said, why not try selling some of these? So I did, and we started with 3 products, and we grew from there.
I've never heard of an oncologist being so forward-thinking to say stop using products with parabens in them.
Yeah, and I have to say that I was surprised that looking back especially, maybe not then, I guess I didn't get the depth of what she had done, but she saved, our lives, all of us. She saved my mother's life, she saved my life, she saved all our lives.
Wow.
So,
That's amazing. So what were the first 3 products that you produced?
A hard soap, so like the soap bar, a body wash, and a lotion.
Excellent.
And the lotion took me a good 9 months to perfect, because I'm very anal when it comes to lotions. I don't like them too greasy. But I do want them moisturizing. So a lot of trial and error.
Yeah. So let's go back. I assume growing up, you grew up in New Jersey?
Yes.
And was it just a traditional household with Cocoa Puffs and frozen dinners, or was there some sort of health conscious mindset even as a kid?
There was a little bit of health conscious in there, because my parents grew up in Italy, so they were sort of used to going to the market every morning and purchasing fresh foods and making their food that way. So there was, but then there was a real fight between myself and my parents, because I wanted to be like the American kids. And why can't you just give me a sandwich for lunch?
Right.
So there was some bending on my mother's part to give me the TV dinners because I demanded them, and to go to Burger King because, I refused to eat her good food at some point. Looking back, it was very silly, but they did try.
Yeah.
They definitely were more health conscious than I thought my friends' parents were.
So how old were your parents when they moved to the States?
So my father was 11, I think, around there.
Okay.
So he came pretty young, and Hoboken was the place to be for Italians at that time. And he started working right away. But my mother didn't come over till she was married at 22 to my father. They had met here in the States. She was on vacation.
Oh, wow.
Moved here for him.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What did your parents do? What did your dad do for work when he came over
My
here?
father was a chemist. He worked in hospitals most of his life.
Okay.
And
Chemist is convenient to have around now.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
A chemist is convenient to have around now.
Yes, it is.
It's all coming together here.
It is.
Yeah, I met Kristina's dad too. He drove me back to Manhattan where I was staying. And it's really cool how they've really gotten behind you and everybody's helping with the business.
I'm very blessed, and my father recently retired 2 years ago, so he's with us as well. My mother originally was an Italian interpreter for courts, and she left. And I have to say, having a career as an Italian interpreter now is getting less and less, because most people of Italian descent will know the English language at this point. So a lot of her clients, I hate to say this, were dying. So her career diminished, and which was good for me, because she really helped me launch the company.
Right. And so it's grown. It's the whole family's kind of involved?
The whole family's involved. I brought my brother back from Missouri. He was living out there, and he's now my right-hand man, really. He does a lot of the technical stuff, but He really is the backbone of the company now. He's who I trust when I'm away, and he really does a lot for us. So yeah, my father's here. He works the store a lot. He picks orders. My mother helps make the products.
Put the kids to work?
My daughter comes. Yeah, Poofy comes here as well. Either after school or definitely summer. She's here pouring products and labeling them and things like that. She also helps with graphic design because that's what she wants to go into for college.
Oh, that's awesome. I was going to ask where the name Poofy came from. Now I know.
Yeah, my daughter had poofy hair when she was little, and she was, we called her my little ladybug, so that is where the ladybug comes from as well.
Oh, cool. Okay, that all makes sense. Wow, see that all came together. Your dad's
I didn't
a chemist.
know those things. I just learned some things.
Very cool. And everyone, you all get along. You get along with your brother, and everyone's gets along well. Because I've worked with my family
as much as we can.
Yeah,
my
I
brother's a good soundboard. We fight a lot. We fight hard, but it's developed the company in a really great way. Yeah,
I know exactly what that's like. Working with family, I think maybe particularly an Italian family is. we get a little, maybe our patients aren't as good as they should be.
My last name isn't Italian, but my mother's maiden name is DeVito. And so I have that side of the family as well.
Yeah.
But I've never worked with family. I don't know. Maybe Joe and I need to fight more.
Maybe. No, it's good. I've done that enough in my life. It's fine. I get along I get along better now with my brother. I worked with my dad and my brother for many years, and we fought a lot too. But we've gotten older now. I've kind of come to just appreciate them and have some.
The good thing is that the disagreements, they really have developed the company, because there was a time that I was running all this on my own. Although my husband has a lot of input on it. At the end of the day, it's really what I say goes. And before, there were no disagreements. There was nobody disagreeing with me saying, maybe you're incorrect. Maybe you should take it this way, or what do you think about this? And my brother is very smart enough to know kind of when to stop, but he does know how to push my buttons enough that he has helped me change direction sometimes, and it's helped. It's helped the company.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. It's good not to just have an echo chamber and have some people that, if everyone agrees with you, then it's how do you progress, right?
Right. Absolutely.
That's what Carl kind of does for us, our web guy.
Yeah.
Because Joe and I always have the same ideas, but neither of us come from like a tech, web, business background. And so introducing him into the mix, we kept getting some, no, don't do that. That's the wrong way to do that. And us being like, arg, and then Carl Carl generally being right.
Yeah. Mike and I are like the idea guys. We just come up with 8,000 ideas a day, and Carl's like, "Whoa, pump the brakes there, pal."
Yeah, they call me it's a freight train.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do that thing. How about we do this thing? And it's like, how about you get the one thing that you thought of 3 days ago? How about you get that going first?
Yeah, there's not enough hours in the day.
No, I hear you. I see your posts all the time, and I'm just like, oh, I live in the same world she does.
Do you find that, do you want to keep producing new and different products? Is that kind of how that manifests for you?
And it's difficult because, first of all, we're USDA certified organic, so there are rules to how we can go about producing a product and creating one. So once I create one, I have to design the labels first. Well, first I have to make sure the product works. Then I have to, so I'm testing it. Then I have to design, have my graphic designer design the labels. Once that happens, I have to send it to the USDA, our certifiers, Bay State Organic certifiers, and they have to say yay or nay, because they have to make sure that it, obviously at this point in the game, I know what the standards are, and I've gotten pretty good at knowing what's required of the label, but there's times that, for whatever reason, maybe a standard has changed and I wasn't aware of it yet, because the book is like this thick, and they'll let me know that this has to be changed on a label. So once that happens and it's approved, then I send the labels out to be manufactured. They come back. We start to make the product. I have to take the pictures, post it, and then obviously let my guides know that there's a new product out there. All of that takes time, and I don't like it to take time. So, You know, I'm like right now I have a list of, you know, on my desk 5 products that I'm looking to launch, and I'm just always trying to get things out there and as clean as possible. And I like to listen to my customers. You know, sometimes my customers are either unhappy with a product, or they want more of it, or they want a different product. So I'm always looking to expand the company that way.
And you produce everything in house, and do you use a co-packer, or you?
We do everything.
Wow.
The only product we don't produce in house is our nail polish. It is our recipe, but I just don't have the machinery or the room or the staff to package a product like that, because we have about 100 colors at this point, and it's just not possible. But every single other product we do make here on the premises, we create it, we make it, we package it, we label it here by people. There's no machines. The only machines we use are KitchenAid mixers and hand blend mixers, and everything is done.
So it's not a lot of work, really. What you're saying? It's not a lot of work at all, then.
Not at all. It's very easy.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it goes on the shelves in our shipping station, and they ship the orders out. So we have sort of like 3 separate sections in the warehouse. The kitchen, which is they're making the products, production where they label and pour the products, and then shipping where they're shipping them out.
Right. And do you have your products in stores, or do you sell them through representatives, or people are out there kind of helping you sell those?
They are in mom and pop stores across the United States. For the most part, our representatives, our sales reps sell them. You know, a long time ago, if somebody had asked me what my dream would have been, it would have been to be in Whole Foods. And you ever get to a point where you get what you thought your dream was, and you realize that it's not as great as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And you want something different for yourself and for your company. And that's what happened. I got into Whole Foods, and I realized that it wasn't really where I wanted to be, and I could do so much more by having people sell the products and get the word out there and educate consumers, letting them know why they should make the switch, what was in their products. And I found that was a much better way to go with the company. So I am still in a handful of Whole Foods. I stay there just because it was so much work to get in there that a little bit of my
it's
pride,
unbelievable.
Yeah. So a little bit of my pride says, no, you can't leave. But for the most part, we're sold through our sales reps and online.
I've heard that a lot from other people I know who own either food companies or product companies that have dealt with Whole Foods, that it's a lot of work to get in, and then it's not what they thought, and to have to sell their product at a really low margin, and they have to produce a certain amount, and you have to go by their rules, and a lot of them went back to selling it however they were selling it before.
It's really difficult. I mean, if you think about it, Whole Foods is the pioneer in this sort of stuff. So you're fighting the top dogs for shelf space. So you're constantly, and God only knows how much they throw at Whole Foods to stay on their shelves. And then in addition, when you're in a small company, you have to go to each of the Whole Foods that you're in and have I'm not even sure what they call it, but basically where you go there and you have the table.
And test, so people can test.
Yeah, so people can test out the product, and you have to do that once a month. So if you're in 5 Whole Foods and you need to be there once a month, and you do it for free, so it's basically your time that you're devoting 4 hours of your day. So it got a little out of hand after a while.
Yeah, and that's kind of is that kind of a requirement for them to stay on the shelves? Wow.
It is.
So even the bigger companies do that, or it's just kind of a requirement for?
They probably have a rep they would send.
Yeah, you would have a rep. Yeah, but those companies cost. They cost a lot of money to be there, which is fine. But when you're a small company just starting out, it's pretty difficult.
So can anyone work with you? I mean, if it's not in any local store by them, and I'm sure there's a database somewhere, some way they could find maybe a rep, or can anyone just become one and bring the product to their town and their area?
They can. If they want to become a representative, which we call guides, They could email us at help@poofyorganics.com, and we can get them set up either with an upline if they'd like, or they can just go right under the company. There's a lot of customers who want to have parties in their house and share the product with their family and with their friends. And you know, we connect people all the time with guides from all over the United States for that.
What's your favorite product? If you have, you got a top couple that you think are the best?
I do.
Like if someone says, like, I'm going to try 2 or 3 products from your company, which 2 or 3 would you recommend them to give a shot first?
Well, I guess the most important ones would definitely be deodorant. That's the #1 in my book because that's near and dear to my heart. With antiperspirants, they're twofold. 2 reasons why they're really toxic for your health. #1, they stop you from sweating. And I'm sure you've discussed this in many of your webcasts that the body needs to sweat. If anything, we should be sweating more than we already do, which is why people purchase things like saunas and they exercise. Because what it does is it detoxes the body, and you know, all the chemicals that you're constantly ingesting and putting on top of your body, and everything that they spray, everything that you eat, the body has a way of detoxifying itself. If you stop your body from sweating, you're stopping that process. So you put the antiperspirant under your armpit, and now the biggest way that the body sweats, the way that it secretes from the armpits, you've just stopped that process. And now everything that was supposed to come out of the armpit is now being blocked, and it's going into your breasts, which is why we're finding more and more men are getting breast cancer. So deodorant, without a doubt, #1. Now our deodorant, instead of being an antiperspirant that has aluminum in it, which that's #2 why deodorants and antiperspirants are so bad, because of the ingredients that they have in them. They have aluminum, which I'm sure you've discussed is a neurotoxin, and the other ingredients as well, which are just incredibly terrible for you because they cause cancer, because they have carcinogens. So not only are you stopping the sweating, but now you're putting a product on top of your skin that causes cancer. So our deodorant is free from aluminum. People ask if it's going to absorb the sweat. At least it does absorb. We have arrowroot powder and baking soda in it, so it does absorb the sweat. And it does help deal with the odor. When people are making the transition, usually, you know, the first week or so is a little rough for them because the body's actually going to sweat more because it's sort of catching up for everything that it didn't get out before. So I usually tell them 1 or 2 weeks you're going to be sweating profusely. You know, be prepared for it. And after that, your body starts to stabilize and get used to it, and you find out that you're not sweating as much and that the deodorant is actually absorbing the sweat. Most people find that they will smell less because your body's no longer fighting the urge to get all the toxins out. So deodorant's definitely my #1. I would say other products. Nail polish, because there's so many terrible things in the nail polish: formaldehyde, camphor, dibutyl phthalate, you know, all chemicals that are absorbed into the skin, cause birth defects, mess with your hormones in terrible ways. And we all know that a lot of the customers I'm sure that you get have messed up hormones, you know, whether it's thyroid, estrogen, progesterone. So definitely the nail polish. Sunscreen, another really bad one. A lot of the sunscreens out there, they cause more harm than they're trying to prevent. You know, and I'm sure you've discussed this, the need for vitamin D, the need to be in the sun, and trying to shield ourselves in natural ways rather than slathering the sunscreen on us. We do have a sunscreen, but I do have a disclaimer on it that, you know, you shouldn't really be using it every day, all day. It really needs to be used when you know you're going to be out in the sun for a long period of time. And it's a more natural, it's minerally based, so it's a more natural way than some of the other toxic chemicals out there that sunscreens have. And you know, those are the 3 worst in my eyes. Yeah. Antibacterial soaps, triclosan, terrible. It's just we don't need an antibacterial soap. They're creating super germs. You know, soap and water is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And toothpaste, we don't need, you know, fluoride is terrible. You know, it's a poison. Mm-hmm. Again, another known neurotoxin, and we're putting it in our mouth and swallowing it. So I would say toothpaste as well. Those are my top products that I would say if you were going to change anything. And if, you know, customers come to me all the time and they say, Kristina, I cannot change everything. I don't have the money to change everything. And I get that. I do. But we want what's best for our families, and those are the products that are really going to make an impact on your health when you change them. Yeah,
it makes sense. That makes sense. I've heard some of the so-called natural companies say that the aluminum in their deodorant can't be absorbed into the skin, and it just doesn't seem to make sense to me. But I don't know if you've heard that. You've heard that, you know.
Well, I don't think we're afraid to at that point, you're still using an ingredient that you know is not good for you. You're making the acknowledgement that, hey, I know that ingredient's not good, but I'm still going to use it in my product. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Right. I don't know if you discussed specifically if someone does want to be a rep for you, how do they get in touch with you? And
they could email us at help@poofyorganics.com.
Help. Okay.
Yep. And
not
if
help.
they want some information, we'll send them information. They do get a discount when they become a seller for our company. It's sort of a thank you in addition to their commissions that they would receive. We're not, I have to say, we're not like the MLM companies that just want to exponentially recruit anybody and just get somebody under us so that they could be purchasing the products. They don't have to purchase a certain amount a month. We're not like that. We do require that they sell a certain amount in 4 months, but it's very little. My reasoning for doing this is to educate customers, and the biggest reason why we did this was to not only get organic, natural products out there for customers, but affordable. We try to make them as affordable as possible. They are USDA organic, and so we can only purchase ingredients from approved suppliers. So our ingredients are definitely more expensive than, you know, a typical natural company that doesn't use certified organic ingredients. But when I set out, I knew I wasn't doing this for the money, and so we try to make the products as affordable as possible. Also, a lot of our products last longer, so our deodorant is $11, but it'll last you like 5-6 months.
Oh, wow. That's nothing. Yeah.
No, your stuff is really reasonably priced compared to a lot of clean products that I've seen. And I know that, you know, the ingredients are a lot more expensive, and it's definitely not nearly the most expensive line of cleaner products.
It's not easy. So. It's not easy to get that certified organic label either, right?
Oh, it's beyond hell. It really is. And once you get it, even keeping it, I mean, I don't know if you've seen in the news lately that there have been 2 or 3 organic companies. They were food companies, but that have had the label taken away from them because it's not, once you make the process, once you're certified, the process is not over. It's continuous. I mean, I have a huge binder of paperwork that I'm constantly filling out, and you know how the FDA is. They like to change the rules a lot, and they do that because they like to, and so we're constantly updating labels, changing, sometimes changing formulas depending on what the USDA is initiating at that time. For the most part, our products that are USDA certified organic are probably, I would say, 75% of our line is certified organic. Out of we have about 500 products, so I would say 75% certified organic.
Wow, I didn't realize you had that many products. That's crazy.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times people come down on USDA certified organic and they say, well, I just don't think they understand it. They say, well, you can still have bad stuff in it. You know, there's 5% of it that can still have bad stuff. No, that's erroneous. That 5% can only be under a strict list of ingredients that are allowable. And anything that is certified organic in the personal care field, so the bath and body products, they follow the same standards as food, believe it or not. So something that's not allowable in food cannot be allowed in your personal care products.
Oh, that's interesting. And it's the terminology is different. You know, if it's the green circle USDA organic, whether it's or the black and white, or whether it says, you know, with the organic ingredients. So all those different sort of terminology and labels mean something different, right?
Right. So the circle, the USDA certified organic circle, and it doesn't matter what color it is for that.
Oh, okay.
That means that at least 95% of it is certified organic. And that's, if you're at 95% or higher, that's the only way you can use that seal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see companies, I have told on companies that I see using the seal that are not allowed to, that they are not certified organic. If you see made with organic oils, that's at an 85% and up, well, you know, to 95%, or 70%. So anything 70%, basically 70% and above, is, you know, considered made with organic oils, and those are going to be like your saponified soaps and things like that. You're going to see that they're made with organic, and so those products can't have the actual seal on them, but they are still considered certified organic.
Got you. And do representatives from the USDA actually visit your shop from time to time?
Yes, they can come at a surprise. I have not gotten a surprise visit yet. I think they tend to surprise the companies that aren't really so great at following the rules, or they found that, you know, their paperwork's not always in order and things like that. I am so anal about my paperwork that every time I am inspected, which is yearly, I pass with flying colors. I do more than I'm supposed to do to make sure that I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's so just tell folks again, with, you know, are there the best way to get the products are just to go to poofyorganics.com?
poofyorganics.com, or if they are interested in having somebody come out to them and show them some of the products or have a party, they can contact us at help@poofyorganics.com, and we will set them up with someone who can come to their home.
Awesome.
For our premium members, you can find a link to poofyorganics.com with your coupon code in your go to My Dashboard when you're logged in on the site, and you'll scroll down, you'll see Discount Club, click there, and Poofy Organics will be right in there, and Christina's been generous and given us a coupon for our members, so thank you for that. And so you guys can get to it through there. Everybody else, just head straight there, Poofy Organics, or contact them if you want, you know, a party. Sounds fun.
Yeah, you get free product, so.
Cool. Let's do a Poofy party. Let's do that. We can do that. Cool. Kristina, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, folks. We'll talk to you soon.